Hi, this video is about working on locators in Selenium. Locators are used to interact with the web object. So what is web object? Whatever we see in the web page like text box, buttons, text, scroll downs, drop down, everything is the web object. So we can also say it as web elements or web components. With the help of locators, we can find the location of the web elements. So these are the locators in Selenium. We can see it by one. So I'm going to create one project. So I'm going to right click on this, new and class. So locators we are going to learn. So I'm giving the file name as locators. Just click on finish. So ID, name, class name, export, CSS select, link text and partial link text. These are the locators in Selenium. First one we are going to see about ID. This is the fastest locator because each web element has some unique identification. So using this unique identification, we can easily find the location of the web element. So I'm going to create a main method. So create a main method, just type here as main and press Ctrl plus space. You will get here the option like main method. Double click on this. So to launch a web browser, these snippets are used. These snippets will be same for every scripts. So I'm going to just copy down. This is the code for setting the web driver and creating a reference for the web driver, and this get method is used to launch the web browser. So once the web browser is launched, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to load this web page, Facebook login web page, and so consider this as the text box 1 and this as text box 2. I have two text box and here one button. So what I am going to do is I am going to enter here some value, and here also I am going to enter here some value and click on the login button. This is what I am going to do. So to perform this action, I am going to right click on this, click on the inspect element. You will find here the HTML code. To find the location of the web element, just click on the icon over here at the corner and drag your cursor to the place where you want to perform. Just click on it. The relevant HTML code will be displayed. So this is the relevant HTML code for the text box 1, that is email or phone. So here we could see like type, class, name, ID. These are the attributes, and email, royal email, these are the attribute value. So whatever the text which are present after the equals will be the attribute value. So for this, what I am going to do is this driver reference dot I am going to find the location of the element. So find element is the method which is used here. We can give like by dot locator. ID is the locator which I am going to use it now. So double click on this. Within this double quotes, you have to enter the ID value. So ID here, ID is the attribute and email is the attribute value. So this value I am going to copy and paste it over here. So for this web element, I am going to create a reference. Once you drag the cursor to the find element, you will find the return type web element. This is, web element is the return value. So here I am going to create one reference web element. For text 1, I am going to find the location. So I am going to name it as text 1 is equal to. it will throw the exception. We have to handle this by importing this. Once it is imported, it will be in the headline. So this is the code to find the location of the web element, that is text box 1. Thus the location is identified. Once it is identified, we have to enter some values over here. So to enter the value, we have to give like this reference name, text1 dot send case is the method which is used to enter some value. Here I am going to enter the value like user at facebook.com. This is the value which I am going to enter. Like this. This is the code for text box 1. Like this, we have to create the locator for the text box 2 also. So to do this, place the cursor here and click on this and place the cursor over there where you want to find the location. So once it is done, it will return the relevant code, HTML code. So here we could find this. Here the ID value is pause. So I am going to copy this. The same thing I am going to do. Driver dot find element of by dot ID is the locator name. Here we have to give some value over here. The same thing we have to create a reference for this web element text box 2 is the one which I am going to perform an action. So here I am going to click on the text box 2. So now it is done. So in the password text box, I am going to enter some value over here. So to do this, the same send method I am going to use. txt2 dot send keys of some value. It can be anything. This is the value for the password. This is done. Okay, what all I have done so far? I have found the location of the text box 1 and text box 2 and enter some value in the text box 1 and text box 2. Now I am going to do, we got to click on this login button. So to find the location of this login button, click on this, relevant code will be there. So here you can find the ID. You can copy this ID value and the same code driver.find element of by.id is the locator I am going to use. Here we have to enter the value over here. So instead of creating a reference, we can also do like dot click method. So within one line of code, this is done. So I'm going to run this code. So once it is run, the web page will be loaded. Actually, this URL we need to, I'm going to quit this because I have wrong URL. This URL I want to paste it. In the Facebook login only I want to perform some operation. So I am going to load this Facebook web page. So it is done. So now I am going to run this code. This is the output of our code snippet. So Facebook login page is loading. Once it is loaded, the values will be entered. Once the values are entered, the click button has clicked. So we have done with id locator. The same thing we can do for upcoming locators like name, class name and all. So, and this is for id, and I'm going to comment this and proceed with another locator which is name. Name is one of the locator in the Selenium which is used to find the location of the web element. So the same thing I'm going to use it over here. Driver dot find element of by dot, instead of id we have to give the name. It will list the options. Once we give the dot operator, it will list out all the methods in the Selenium server. So just we got to double click on this, and for this I am going to just go to the web page, click on the icon and go to the cursor where you want to do. Now you can find the name. Here you can find the name attribute. So the text which is present after the equals is the value. So I am going to copy this value and paste it over here. Then dot send keys. Some value we are going to send. User at facebook.com. So like this I am going to do for text 2. The text 2, the value is pass. This is same as compared to id, but it will not be in the all cases. It can be different. By dot name I am going to give. Here we can give like the name attribute value dot send keys. Some value I am going to give. So once it is done, we can click on the button. So now I'm going to paste this. Just copy paste the button code, because once you click on this, you can go for this. There is no name attribute is found. If no attribute is found, we can use the id itself. So here I am going to use the id attribute. So we can run this code. Once it is under run, the web page will be loaded. Once it is loaded, it will enter the values which we have given, and it will click on the login button. Okay, this is the sorry, actually here I have given the same name, but the password for this is, but the value for this text box is pass. I have given the same, so the value is entered in the text box 1 itself. Both the user at facebook.com and password value is entered in the first text box itself. Now I am going to correct this. Now you can see the difference. User at facebook.com will be entered in the email and password will be entered in the text box too. So this is how we have to do. The class name is same as id and name. Now we can go for export. Export is little bit different when compared to all of this. Now I am going to comment these things. So to create an export, we have one syntax. And the syntax is // tag name at attribute name equal to attribute value. This is the syntax to create an export. So // tag name at attribute name is equal to attribute value. Attribute name, which includes ID, name, class. These are the attributes. We can use any kind of attributes here. We can code over here driver dot, the same method we are going to use find element, but the locator will be different. Dot export is the one we are going to use it now. So here we are going to create a export. To create an export, just go to this text box. We got to find the tag name. So tag name will be next to the bracket. So here input is the tag name. Tag name will always be enclosed with the brackets. Here input is the tag name. So here we are going to give input, then bracket and attribute. So here we can use any attribute like class, name, ID, anything we can use. Now I am going to use ID. ID is equal to, and the ID value here we have to give, and the attribute value is email. So I am going to give here. Then sending some values as said earlier, that I have given the user at facebook.com. So this is the code to find the export for the textbox one. The same way we got to create an export for the textbox 2 also. Driver dot find element of by dot export. Here we have to give like the same thing. Click on this icon, place the cursor over here. Here we can find the relevant code. Here also the tag name is input and ID is pass. So / input at ID is equal to the value we are going to give here. And we have to close this bracket also. Dot sending some values. Password is the value I am going to give it to the text box too. Now we got to click on the button. So to create export for the button, click on this and place the cursor over here. Here also the tag name is same as input. Here I am going to use this same ID. Driver dot find element of by dot export. Input is the tag name and attribute is ID is equal to the attribute value we have to give it over here. So once it is done, we got to click on the braces also. Dot, I'm going to click on the button. Click is the method which is used to click the button. So this is done. We can execute this code now. So I'm going to execute it now. So once it is loaded, it will find the location of the text box 1. So I found some errors. It is throwing some error. We shall debug it. Yes, here I have forgot to give this slash. This is the error it is throwing. So now we can run this. So once the web page is loaded, it will find the location of the text box 1, text box 2, and it will click on the login button also. So export is done. We shall comment it. Now we are going to look on CSS select. CSS select is one of the locator in Selenium. So among all of the locator, ID is the most fastest one. If ID is not there, we can go for some other locators like name, class name. So for this, we got to give the same code driver.find element of by dot. Here we got to give the locator as CSS selector. So here also we have some syntax. To create a CSS select, we have a syntax tag has ID. This is the syntax to create a CSS select. So look onto this web page, find the element. Here tag name is type and ID is also email. So here I have to give like input has email dot. The same way we have to enter the values via send keywords method. User at facebook.com. This is for textbox 1. Here the same way I am going to find the element for textbox 2 by dot export CSS select of. Here we can get like the ID is pause here. So here we can give like, but the tag name remains the same. Input has pause dot send keys. Uses send keys. I'm going to enter some value over here. So this is done for text box 2. Now we have to locate the button. So driver dot find element to by dot CSS select is the locator. Here we are going to use. Now go to the web page and click on the icon over here and click on this button. We can find here the tag name is input and ID also this one. We have to copy this and we can give like tag name as input here and has. I have copied this ID for the button. Now I am going to perform click action. So once it is done, I am going to run this. So here now we are entering the values in the Facebook login page using the CSS select locator. Here we can find this. It is entrance of values and click on the button. So this is what done. And next one is the link text. Link text is one of the locators in Selenium which is used to perform action on links. This is to click on the links. So go to here. Here we can find the links. Forget account is the link which we are going to work out. So click on this icon and drag the cursor over here. We can find the relevant code. So we have to find the link text here. Forget an account is the text for this link. Copy this text and driver dot. The same thing we can give find element by dot. Link text is the locator we are going to use here and just give the text over here. Now it will find the text. To click on this, give the click method. So we can comment this line to find the perfect result. I'm going to run this code. So here it has clicked the forgotten account link. So it is redirected to the web page that is relevant to the forget account. Now we shall look on partial link text. By the name itself we can infer that we can give the partial text. If we give the partial text also, it can able to find the element and perform the action. Here we got to give by dot partial link text. We can find it over here. Just double click on this. I am going to give here account. Why? Because I am giving the partial text. So instead of forgotten account, here I am giving the partial text. So if we run on this, it also will redirect to the forgotten account web page. Yes, it is done. So this is about locators in Selenium. If you have any doubts or queries, please comment me. If you like this video, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.